Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Fantastic. How are we? I am sound-ish. Got a bit of a headache. A little bit of a headache. But apart from that, I'm all right. I'm all right. How come the viewership's gone down since I actually turned the bloody stream on? What the heck? How is everybody? I hope we are all well. I hope we are all smell. That sounded much better in my head than it did when it came out. There we are. Who is in here? Paulo Gomez, welcome to you. Dev, Pradeep Sakar. Joe. Joao. A deer, a cat and a duck walk into a bar, says Phil. Oh, painful. Dusan, Juro, Michael, Jay-Z, Polpofemo. How is everybody? I hope we are all well. I don't have a topic for tonight. Sorry if that sort of thing offends. Some people get offended when you don't have a topic. I watched an insane stream the other night. I'm not going to get too into it because it was just weird. And it's not really my business or my place. But there was some mad shit going down. Let's put it like that. A DJ is saying the topic should be the samples he sent me, and he did. He did send me samples, and there they are. Angelos, creative olfactions. Oh shit. How's he fucking... You've stuck these down with tape, that's why. The tape's see-through. That's why I can't get it open. Let's have a look. I'm going to do a proper video on these, DJ, so no, that shouldn't be the topic for the night. Ooh, there's a lot. I can't wait to have a whiff. I did, however, try some January Scent Project fragrances, and they were good, friends. Not great, but John Babel is not a bad perfumer. In the context of indie perfume, he's a great perfumer. So I would encourage you all to get the sample set and see for yourself. Of the ones I tried the other day, I don't think I'll be buying any of those, to be honest. In fact, I'm sure I won't be buying any of those. I'm being very strict about what I buy these days. That said, this is the sample of Selpernicu. And in case you hadn't noticed, it is considerably depleted compared to the other ones. I must confess, I have been smelling it. I have gone rogue on you people. And I have been smelling it by myself. So when I do my first impression, I will have to qualify this by saying it's not actually a first impression, you know? It's not actually a first impression. It is just it is some kind of thoughts I have, or will have. Yeah. So, that'll be interesting. Let's get the old Enigma. Let's get that. Is it a fish? Could be, you know. Could be a fish. Or it could be the fencing mask. Got this for a steal off my contact, my French man in Japan. You know? Oh God, the Salpernico, it's up my nose. I can smell it. It's outrageous. That bottle reminds me of the Sutton Hoo helmet. Sutton what? Sutton Hoo. Barry Atrion clearly isn't watching the stream because I am live. Thank you, Barry Atrion. So, friends, I've been selling more perfumes. It's quite a list. Would you like to hear it? The ones I have sold. So, I have sold 3 aftershaves. I sold a Balenciaga Pour Homme aftershave. I sold a Patou Pour Homme aftershave. And I sold a Charles of the Ritz Koros aftershave. So they were 3 vintage and very sought after aftershaves. Okay, so that was good. I don't shave wet shaves, so I don't need them. And I got decent money for all 3, so I was pretty happy. What else have I sold? I sold my last bottle of What About Adam. I sold I've sold 3 bottles of Koros Fraiche. I've sold a bottle of Polo Sport. I sold my original formulation Yop Homme, which I can still smell from here, because that shit is just wild. It's far too much. I couldn't wear it. I mean, this is like I'm saying this. It was too much. I sold Lolita Lempica Au Masculin. Karl Lagerfeld Homme, or KL Homme. I sold my original Havana by Arami. I sold my 30ml of Caractère, my 30ml of Joint, my bottle of Borsalino, Crizia Moods Uomo, my Cosmere version of Dracar Noir, because I just flat out don't like Dracar Noir. What else have I been selling? Excuse me. My Ted Lapidus Pour Homme, the original. Carolina for men's. Carolina CH Men Privé. Penhaligon's Endymion Cologne Concentrate. Original formulation of vintage Samsara. That fucking reformulation of Real Patchouli. Sultan Vetiver. Romeo Gigli per Uomo. Hugo Boss Elements. And then we're back to the moon. So I have been selling a lot. And it feels good. It's weird, but it feels good. Sold some Chanel number 19, vintage number 19, that I sold the Eau de Cologne and the Eau de Toilette, and a Samsara EDT. Sold those to Audrey Jane. And the sales will continue, friends, I can tell you. I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm considering selling a few of the Amen flankers that I own, because I just don't wear them, and I don't think I'm going to wear them in the future, you know. Yeah, I sold the vintage number 90. I had 2. I had the Eau de Cologne, and the Eau de Toilette I had was from the late 70s, early 80s. But I know they've gone to a good home. I know Audrey Jane will wear them, look after them, appreciate them, love them. And if she doesn't, she can sell them on, you know. I was never wearing them. I was never going to wear them. Hold on a second. I'm just going to keep you informed about this kind of thing this year, you know. I'm not going to do... Hold on. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do a video or not, or I might just keep it by live stream, just informing you of what I've been up to. But today, my scent of the day, and I imagine I'm going to be doing this a lot as well, my scent of the day is Vintage Obsession for Men by Calvin Klein. This. You can tell this is a vintage because it has Calvin Klein cosmetics on the bottom. And it's in absolutely pristine condition. And I think I'm going to be selling this. And the reason I'm starting to... I've worn this today and I haven't been overly excited by it. Drawn by Sense, welcome. Will you serve? Do you serve decants of what you sell? No, I don't. I just don't really. Excuse me. I need to find the chat. Do you save decants? Will you save? Do you save decants of what you sell? No. Jura Rose, welcome. But yeah, I wore this today and I was thinking to myself, do I love this? And this is a really good perfume to own if you're into like vintage men's fragrances, because this is a classic. You know what I mean? From like 30 years ago. 30 years ago, it's getting on now. Mid-90s was nearly 30 years ago, friends. So Obsession for Men. Let's see when it came out. Oh, no. Make it 36 years ago. 37 years ago. God. Yes, Josie, it is. It is Obsession for Men. It is the vintage Obsession for Men with Calvin Klein cosmetics on the bottom. Cheers, Zhao. Wow. Thank you very much. I'm seriously considering selling this because I wore it today and it just didn't hit home. It's very light, you know? It's very light. It's very powdery, you know? It's ambery, a little bit spicy, a little bit of like cardamom and stuff like that, I think. If I remember correctly, which there's no guarantee. Cinnamon, I beg your pardon. Amber, vanilla, myrrh. It's good stuff. I just don't know that it grabs us, you know, and says you must like keep me, which is what I'm wanting me perfumes to do now. This is another thing I'm thinking of getting rid of. 1270 by Frappin. Very sweet. Hype Beast. I bought this. I know exactly why I bought this. I bought this, right, because it was one of those fragrances in YouTube history that excuse me. It's one of those fragrances in YouTube history that was like before Aventus. It was a huge hype. Hello, Smurf. Welcome. How are you? Evening rolling in love, still going strong into the evening. Smurfy is still rolling in love. Has been rolling all day. Have I tried the Vintage Eternity? Yes. Eternity's not for me. Hello, fat boy. Welcome. I hope you are doing well as well, mate. Thank you. It's nice to see you. But yeah, I'm having a bit of a soul search. I'm having a bit of a. What I'm doing at the minute is I'm looking at the perfumes and I'm thinking to myself, do I want you? Do I wear you? The ones that are easy to answer and say no, that I'm just selling them. All those ones I just listed off to you, I just never wear them. I never think about them. I don't miss them when they're not there. It's not like Amber Sultan, which I pine for when I'm not wearing it, you know? How's the duck, says Smurfy. I'm all right. I've got a little bit of a headache, but I'm hoping that the stream will help clear my mind. Jura says, I must go eat. I thought you ate earlier. It's late to be having your dinner, isn't it? Nick says, I prefer modern Paco Rabanne XS. I've actually got a vintage, but I'm going to be wearing that in the spring and summer, you know? So, sorry for coughing in your ears, people. Like I say, I'm going to keep you abreast of this situation, like I was doing when I was buying things last year. I'm going to be keeping people informed. One of the things I want to do is make some fucking space. I've got too many perfumes, like in just a spatial context. I'm genuinely running out of room to keep them places. I've showed you the I have showed you the backup cupboard, haven't I? The place where I keep my perfumes. Also, I have got a 450ml original formula Fève de la Suisse by Dior. I need to get in touch with someone from the chat and ask her if she wants it. And if she doesn't, I'm going to offer it to somebody else. And if they don't want it, I'll offer it to you if you want to hear about it. Anyone in the UK. But if not, it's going to go on eBay, I'm afraid. It's just not for me. I never wear it, you know. I'll go and get the bottle. I'll show you. We'll find out what year it is. Oh. Ooh. My dreams. There it is. 450 ml. It's a fucking big unit. Oh, my love. It's fucking warm in here for once, Jesus. There's no ghosts tonight, so there's not a breeze, you know what I mean? Just rattled those names off like a champ. Fève discontinued. Well, here is a 450 ml of the original. It's a big boy. It's got the proper logo on the top, CD. I hope you could see that because I couldn't see what I was recording there. And the batch code is 5S02, which means it's 2015. And I've got a lid on this like you wouldn't fucking believe. Jesus, off you come. Fucking hell. It's almond, it's fucking tonka, it's sweet. I decanted, I think I sold 100 ml. So there's like 350, 340 ml left in there. So Fosco says he'll swap his uncut gem for it. You would, wouldn't you, son? You would do that, you rascal. Fève too rich for me. Too rich for me. I couldn't read that for a second. Discontinued, really? Who knows? I don't know. I don't see it at the boutique anymore. But like I say, it doesn't really matter. This one is This one is the original formula. So if you know anybody who's into it, let me know. Or if you're into it, let me know. You know? That is a lot. Polpo. I don't mind the vintage Fev, says Prodip. Well, buy it then. Oh, fucking... I can hear the Rozzers out and about. Oh, they're coming to get my perfume. Well, they can't have it. Well, unless they're into perfumes. But yes, I kind of like the reformulation of Fev better, more lavender and not a sweet big bomb. It is very Tonka sweet. It is sweet like. It make a good young lady's perfume, like a quality one. You know? Is there a big difference with the new one, says Enrique? I don't know if it's a big difference, but there is a difference. You know? I think this is their answer to Tonka Imperial, isn't it? You know? LVMH must have just come into a massive batch of fucking... what's it called? A massive batch of... a massive batch of Tonka, I think. Rich, I'm curious, Rich, whether there are any perfumes that are better only for young men. Polo Sport. Polo Sport by Ralph Lauren. Absolutely perfect for a young lad. Especially the one I wore when it first came out in the late 90s. The fucking lasses loved it. It's fucking beautiful. I've still got a bottle. I've got a bottle, a vintage one with the silver sprayer on. Made by Cosme. And it's fucking massive. It's a massive, fresh, clean, neroli bergamot sort of thing. And it's just perfect for young men. You know? Nick S says first formulation Polo Sport is incredible. Just bought an 11mm mini of it. Yeah, stunning. That'll last you that. It's fucking great. Like, I was just wondering, as you often say, scent would be suitable for young women. Yeah, it's like young people's fragrances are usually brighter, like a little bit fresher, whether that be fresh sweet or whether that be like fresh citrus, whether that be like not woody. I don't think woodiness goes well with a young lad. I feel like wood is like an older guy's kind of perfume, you know. Sweet perfumes for young men as well. Fève de la Suisse. I think Fève de la Suisse has got too much warmth for a young lad. I mean, they could, but a little bit of sweetness and warmth. Warmth always reminds me of like a bit of like more experience. Do you know what I'm saying? Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go and put this fucking Fève de la Suisse back, lest it get harmed. Fucking oh my god. In you go. I said, in you go, you bitch you. No, no you don't. Only you. I'm going to put the Obsession back as well, because I've got some decanted like. So, I'm not really 100% sold on whether I'm going to get rid of the Obsession. It would depend. I might wear it again and see how I feel about it, but I was very uninspired by it today. You know, I wasn't getting whiffs. I was catching whiffs of it all day. Don't get us wrong, it's strong. It just, when I was smelling it, I was like, hi. You know, soft. It's got lasting power. It's got a bit of oomph, but it's soft. You know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. That was delightful. So yeah, if you're a young guy and craves for Shalimar, please do it. Oh, there's absolutely no rules. I'm just giving my opinion on like what I'm thinking. Like it's all arbitrary. That whatever, like, you know what I mean. If you're a young man and you want to wear Shalimar, knock yourself out. Of course, Shalimar's awful, I think, but there we are. Just don't like labdanum, to be perfectly honest with you. Not by itself. So yes, at some point this week, maybe not tomorrow because I'm going to do a video, because one activity like this a day is like a lot for me. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to do a video tomorrow, but maybe Friday I will go through some of my backups and see what I would like to keep, what I'd like to sell, you know. Shalimar is not your typical teenager type of vanilla where it's all about sugar. Shalimar is musky, powdery, incensey, like a European type of vanilla. One of my favourite perfumes ever. Absolutely. Do you know what it is? The amount of people who love it, I am definitely in the minority. I smelled that. I bought the vintage thinking it would be better than the modern. And I suppose it was. But I bought the vintage thinking it would be better than the modern, and it was the other way around. It was just too rubbery. I got the rubberiness from the labdanum. The vanilla didn't come through, because my thoughts were, I don't really care for vanilla, and if I'm going to have a vanilla perfume, and I would like a good vanilla perfume, I thought, fuck it, go for Shalimar because it's the best. You know? Go for Shalimar. Everybody says it's the best vanilla labdanum. I thought that would just be right up my street. And I thought, fuck it, get the fucking vintage one. And it just, nah. Had to sell it. Sold it to Ramsey, I think. It was in one of those cola bottles. You know, the old Girl on cola bottles, like 97 mils or something like that. It's not good if you've got OCD, that, buying 97 mils. Good Lord. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate, friends. Oh, very tasty. Seriously, I bought Shalimar thinking this is going to be great, like, thinking this was going to be like the top vanilla, and it just wasn't for me. Like, Paolo's right again. Shalimar is voluptuous, full-bodied, yeah. Joe says, I didn't get on with Shalimar, which is a shame, as I remember it from when I was young and loved the wafts I'd get from the ladies that wore it. I wear Fahrenheit at 26, I don't really care. I wore Fahrenheit loads when I was in my early 20s. I wore it loads when I was in my early 20s. I think that it's one of those perfumes you can wear because it's so ubiquitous. It doesn't smell strange when you smell it in the wild. Oh, fuck. It doesn't smell strange when you smell it in the wild, you know? But there is my vintage one. There's my vintage Real Patchouli. A good vanilla in your opinion, or you don't like it at all? A good vanilla. A vanilla where vanilla's the main note. God. Amber Sultan's coming to mind. Vanille Havan. Un Poivre by Serge Lutens is probably the best vanilla I own. You know? Hello, interference. And he definitely has an airy fragility to it, which is interesting to me as a contrast to vanilla, which usually smells thick. If you guys can like the live stream, please do, says Polo. Thank you. Thank you, Polo. And Poivre is way too sweet and buttery, says Paul. Well, the thing is, I get the opposite. I get the wood. I get the wood from it. You know? There's a kind of like a gravity to it. There's an anchoring with the wood, you know. Lane says, Wild Musk by Coty. Nobody ever talks about it as a sweet vanilla. I love it, even though it's a cheap fragrance. There's nothing better than a bargain. Absolutely nothing better than a bargain. It's Addict Line Vanilla for Femme, says Bob. Hello, Lane, and thank you for coming. Queer Beluga is a great vanilla, no beef there. I've smelled Queer Beluga, you know, and I just simply cannot remember it. Pat Lester says, hello, Rich, sent to the Lauder for Men. Sadly, I recently noticed it was discontinued. I don't know that it is, you know. I think you can still find it, like, if you go on the Lauder website. Lauder is a town in Scotland. I actually knew that. If you go on esteelauder.co.uk, you can search. I'm going to reject your cookies because I always do. For men. Lauder for Men. It's there. It's still on their website, mate. In the UK it is, anyway. Pleasures for Men and Lauder for Men cologne spray. And I am told very reliably that the latest formulation, the one you buy, is still brilliant. Goodbye, Claire. Thank you for coming. Hello, Rachel. Thank you for coming. One in, one out, it seems. I'll be on and in and out, but happy to say hello. Hello. Everyone is saying hello to Rachel. Lovely Rachel. So, they still have Azure. I'll tell you, Greggy Boy sent me a sample of vintage Azure. Whoa, that is immense. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I went online and had a look at what the vintage ones were going for, and they weren't even vintage bottles. People were calling it vintage. It was like 15 years old. I'm like, no, I want one from the 60s or the 70s. Do you know what I mean? I want it to have white hair. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I'm already enjoying Sheepers as a whole. So, I don't know. Look at that thick, ugly straw, same as the one my Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Hope it's not fake. Which thick, ugly straw? This one. This is the original Strawman. I've got a 200ml, and that's got the same straw in as well. This is a 1996 bottle. Oh, it's fucking great. I'm happy to wear this for, you know, and just go through it, like, because I've got me 200ml. Absolutely immense. Youth juice smells like bedridden with 5 people for a week, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, with grandparents all in the same bed. Yikes. Gross. Yes, we'll spray on some Frappin. 1270. See how it goes. Oops. Oh, you are sweet. Takes us straight back, though. That pineapple note. The pineapple note that's in that's got like a sweet kind of... Is it vanilla? It's like a fruity kind of sweetness. It's really nice, but it takes us back to certain video games Christmas Day and things like that. Sydney Lancashire. Pineapple, dried plum, tonka being at the top. Vanilla, yeah, I knew this had, I fucking knew it. It's got white honey. Linden blossom, lime, dried fruits. It's actually really nice, this. Oh, I just wonder if it's too sweet. I just never go for it. The thing is that I really like, one of the things you've got to do when judging whether to buy or sell a perfume is whether you like the smell of it or whether you like the smell of wearing it. Look up Edward Fleischer on Fragrantica. Why? Why are you laughing? What is this? Stop that. I'm thinking of selling me matriarchs off as well if anybody's interested. I should ask Claire if she's interested in any House of Matriarchs. Fahrenheit is a great leather, says Bob. I want to buy an EDT Sycamore and I see them on base notes, but it's $700. It's certainly not worth that. I paid $300 for mine. Sycamore. I don't know if you can see on the back, but it's eau de toilette. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's nice in the eau de parfum, in my opinion. Oh, I should really wear this, but I feel like Vetivers are. I feel like Vetivers are for. I feel like Vetivers are for fucking spring and stuff like this. One's not. I mean, it's silly to say that. I might wear this tomorrow. Let's see if I can remember to. Oh, this is my egg oyster. I really like this. But this is the latest version, or one of the latest versions. You know, the batch code is 3205. So I could sell it. I don't know. Have you read what Lucas said about Sycamore? No, I haven't. I try to stay away from the hyper experts because they can spoil the fun if you're not careful. You know? Like, you feel guilty for wearing stuff. Like, telling people, like, what to like and what not to like. I try very, very hard. I don't always succeed, but I try very hard not to do that. I'm sickened more. Look at Turin, says Dushan. I have both the EDT and EDP. Prefer the EDT slightly, but I'd buy the EDP in future before chasing a vintage. For the prices, yes. Sorry, mistype. I have the EDP, says Rachel. I was stock everywhere last week. Honestly, I thought the world was coming to an end. I've been there. Don't worry about that. Where are my pills? Where are they? Are they here? I need to take... Oh, I've started a new medication. I've actually felt quite good since taking this new medication. It's for a different complaint though. This is an ACE inhibitor to inhibit my ACE-ness. And I am ACE. Be left in no doubt. But I took it for the first time on Monday, and that's why I didn't stream on Monday. I thought I was coming to an end. Jesus. Where are... Oh, you are joking. Oh, funk. I'm going to have to bail. Not permanently. I need to go downstairs. Sorry, friends. I will be back. Oh, shut up, you stupid door. hath returned. It is I. Now, where are we? Here we are. Let's have a look here. Oh, sorry friends for bailing on you like that. Oh, there we go. Replenish my hydration. And away we go. I'm back. You know what I get from the Parfume de Terrace now? I get a grey sky, early morning jog vibe, really interesting. It'd be weird to agree to it with everything. You can't get two people to agree on anything, never mind agree with everything. I don't agree with it either. All his review and some I find too angry. Yeah, there's something going on there. Getting the Viagra's ready, says DJ. Good lord. Vintage pills. No, these are brand new ones. Oh. The fucking chair, the door, me back. Everything's making weird noises. How bizarre. Ugh. I have got this frappan on, and isn't it strange how your taste changes? Don't you think? It's unusual how that happens. I used to think this was great, like. Duck, how are your January scent project scent strips? Mine are still super powerful from yesterday. Yes. I can tell you something else as well. I tried Salpernicou on my skin, and that shit was still going 18 hours later. Crazy. Crazy powerful. Big sandalwood to me, though. You know? Big sandalwood. It's not as, I mean, the beginning's buttery, but you can tell how he's made it, and it dries down to this woody, dry, slightly buttery. Imagine dry butter, right? If you can. Very good, very interesting. I liked it, but yeah, there was a lot. Rich, I'm not getting strawberries au noir on my wrist. I don't get strawberries. I get some hint of strawberry. Like, I don't get, like, strawberries per se. I just get this kind of Louis Anthony Reyes. It's like sour cream for me. Salpernicou. I don't get sourness from it. I can imagine it going sour. The wood it becomes very woody. I can't stop wearing the new Tobacco Blonde Addictive Ashtray Leather. A strange name for an addictive ashtray leather, you know? I haven't smelled it, to be honest. I'm really enjoying this egoist. I might give this to Richie G, actually, because I know he likes his egoist. Let me email him. Let me email him? I'm not emailing him, I'm messaging him. There we go. He is online, so he should see it. You still got egoist. Fucker. I went to meet him on his birthday on Monday, right? And he was getting a tattoo done in the morning, and he was like, oh, meet us at 1 o'clock. So I went into town for 1 o'clock, and on the way, he was like, oh, mate, look, I'm going to be a bit late. I was like, mate, it's fine. I was like, I'll get something to eat. I'll have a bit wander around the perfume department. Met us 2.5 hours later. I was like, oh. But I did get him a dressing gown, and I managed to see him. So that was good for him. How much? How was the one January scent project that smells like dirt and mushroom? It reminds me of a scene in Lord of the Rings, a shortcut to mushroom. I wasn't huge on it. I wasn't huge on any of those first ones. I thought they were all right. Product says Tobacco Blonde is for the 20s women to mask the odour of smoking 5 packs a day. Jesus. The video has me thinking about wearing Hauler or Eder Antler. That Eder Antler was nice but weird. It was almost too much, you know? It was almost too much. I'm absolutely stuffed. Oh, God. Deepest apologies, friends. I was yawned in your ear. Which of Tower's fragrances are in the left? Lone Star Memories, Au Cours du Desert, Lonesome Rider, and Eau l'air du Desert Marocain. I've also got Rose Incense, but I don't wear that in the autumn and the winter. I wear it in the spring. Maybe in the autumn. I might wear Feminité du Bois tomorrow. I'm going to wear something off the top shelves. You know? Oh. You want some of mine? You want my bottle? Oh, he sent us a picture. He's got slightly less than I have. Actually, his is under the Egoist label. Mine's over the top of it. Yeah. I really like this, actually. But I've got a vintage one. Really like the new to sit and the smell the rose, but the green one makes... The green one... Sorry, the green one makes re-smelled a lot and gets powdery and creamy green. There's one of them, I think it was, which is the Ivy one, the Ivy Fougere. It was just so fucking much. You know? It was so much. Got vintage. Richie G saying, no thanks, I don't want your bottle. Why the fuck don't you want it? And I'm like, mate, I've got the vintage. You know? I've got the vintage. And I would prefer to wear the vintage than this. If I'm being perfectly honest. I should do a comparison. I think Ramsey was telling us I should do... Ramsey was telling us I should do a comparison. Aye, mate, you say the one I get to replace it will be the same age. Lol. I'm never getting through it. It's a 250 ml bottle, man, Richie G, you Burke. Foolish man. He'll be watching the Man United match. I tried all of the January scent project and none captivated me. I guess it's just me. It's not just you. Someone called John left a comment on my video today saying that he thought they were all disgusting when he smelled them. I thought that was a bit harsh. I don't think they're disgusting. The Ivy Fougere one really was a punch in the face. Like, it's a memorable fragrance. You know, you want to smell, you want somebody to remember you. That'd be a great perfume to smell. Yo, Aussie Fragrance, what's happening, mate? How you doing? And you might like the green one, Antonio. It was so green as well. Good Lord, it was green. So green at the top. It was like, it was shocking. I was shocked, as you would be if there was something shocking. Otherwise, it wouldn't be shocking, would you? And you wouldn't be shocked. Think on. That's a life lesson for you. I met John Babel at a local boutique and he brought his raw materials. The roasted seashell and mushroom were insane. That roasted seashell, poor. I don't eat fish and I don't eat seafood. Oh, fuck me. That smell reminded me exactly why. I don't eat mushrooms either. Just alien looking things. Same with the fish. Look like they come from another planet. I was a bit weirded out. I was a bit grossed out by the fish note. I won't lie to you. Although it was an interesting fragrance. I appreciated it more as it dried down, because that was the sea flowers one, wasn't it? That was the beach. Sorry, I keep saying roasted shell intrigued me, though I can guess how it smells. Fishy. Fishy is how it smells. There's a fishy odor to it. Not like a gross fish, but like fresh fish. There was like you can just tell there's like some kind of fish going on, like in the kitchen. When someone cooks fish, and you can smell said fish. And you're like, oh, that smells like fish. Bah! Some people love their fish. Not this duck. And you'd think being a duck, I'd love a fish, but I don't. Let's see, which one was it? It wasn't Vaporin, it wasn't Gone, it wasn't Hola. Was it Serin? No, I quite liked Serin, actually. I thought Serin. Aderantler's the Ivy Fougere. Right, that doesn't smell like fish. Denudasit with your Ocean Accord and your white florals, your unsettling white florals. That's what white florals do to my stomach. They unsettle me. Make us feel a bit grossed out, I won't lie. And the whole fish and white floral thing just... Denudasit. That's right, Louis. Good Lord, have mercy. Serin is the yellow flowers and incense. Yeah, that's the one that I thought had the same sort of texture as marzipan. Do you know how marzipan on the outside, when it's dry, gets like flakes? It gets like, not flakes, but it like develops like almost like a skin, you know? Like it gets that whiteness when it desiccates a bit. It had that, and I got that texture from it. And because the florals were yellow, I was probably, my mind was prompting us to go to marzipan and that sort of thing. I don't actually think it smells like marzipan. I think it just sort of like it points you in that direction, you know, like an errant direction sign. You know, when someone gets a signpost and swivels it round, so like they turn it 180 degrees, so it tells you to go one way. It tells you to go the other. Then you were in for a shock with Scandalous, Le Scandalous from Le Breton. Yes, I've got their sample set as well. That's probably not going to get done for another few months. The first impressions videos don't do well. That's not going to stop us from doing them. But compared to like other videos like unboxings, hauls, the fragrance rotation, like all these other videos that I do, they're not, you know, unless I did like first impressions of like Baccarat Rouge 540. Oh God, do you know what I should do? All right, I should do a first impressions on Baccarat Rouge 540 on April Fool's Day. All right. and just fucking, I don't know whether I should pillory it or say I like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it whatsoever. You know, Baccarat Rouge 540 is a bit of a sickener for me. I think it's shit. But what it would, like, if I said it was shit, or if I was honest, then the joke would be like on all the bros who think it's fucking amazing. But if I said it was good, then I would just be generally lying, and that's like the April Fool's, isn't it? I thought about doing an April Fool's video, and I just think, oh, it's just gonna be kitschy. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be shit. It's not gonna, whatever it is, right? The intention might be good, but whatever I do, it's probably not gonna be like, it's probably not gonna be great. Like, woof. I'll be back parenting, says Rachel. That's quite all right. Don't think that you have to, like, excuse yourself and stuff as well. I've got a bottle of Hortus Sanitatis by Gucci. And I don't know. Cours du Vetiver. You fucking what? Fucking bloke is just sending me fucking 20 mil. Yeah, it's not bad. 35 quid for 20 mil of fucking vintage. I don't really care for Timbuktu, if I'm being perfectly frank. Bought Timbuktu last year. Not huge on it, if I'm being honest. Not huge on it whatsoever. I've got a couple of Serge Lutons I want to shift as well. Fleur d'Oranger and Nuit de Cellophane. If anybody's into white florals and stuff, let me know. Because those things, I mean, I collect vintage Serge Lutons, but those two Serge Lutons are just too much. Too much. Fleur d'Oranger, Nuit de Cellophane. Boxed. Ooh. Fleur d'Oranger. Whipping is bang on. Sadly, Fleur d'Oranger was way too white floral for me, even in winter. Oof. I'm not into white florals, to be perfectly honest. Not even slightly, mate. Too much. These are the Palais Royal versions as well. If that's the type of thing you're into. Night wrapped in cellophane. The cellophane is nice, but meh. See, I'm just not. I'm just no. Dusan and Ramsey shouldn't hear that Timbuktu comment. Well, it is the way I feel, Baratrion. Rich, for once we agree, not great on Timbuktu, like for me. Yeah, it's just not it for me, if I'm being perfectly honest. I smell it and I'm like, why is everybody going crazy over this stuff? Like, I imagine I'm going to wear this in the spring and the autumn, and it's in the spring and the summer, and it's gonna do something, right? And I'm going to go, oh shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's it. I imagine one day the penny's going to drop with it. But, just not for me. I've got so many fucking perfumes that I just don't wear. Yeah. Sorry, I've just thrown a lid on the floor. I've had people messaging me on eBay saying like, oh, I see you've saying, oh, like, have you got any more vintage Koros? I was like, where were you when I was actually selling the vintage Koros? Like, why are you here? Fleur de Mal for me today, Rich would hate it. Correct. Almost. It's the chamomile in it. I like the chamomile in it, but like, for some reason, it does something that turns my stomach a little bit. Just a little bit. You know? Not like a heavy night of boozing, but, you know, like, you know, when you don't give it any time before you lie down after you've been drinking. So you've been drinking and then you like get home and you're still absolutely ratted. You don't allow like the stuff to go through your system a bit. Like, and you wake up the next morning, you're like, oh, my stomach's turning. Gave us that. It gave me that. It gave me the stomach turn a bit. I sold my bottle. I had a bottle, mate. I think Anuja's still got some. I can imagine you wearing it though, Ozzy. I can imagine you in that. It's got a little milky kind of vibe to it as well. Maybe that's the association with like milky tea. I like a little bit of milk in my tea. Don't judge. We're all different. There's no, you know, this is a safe space. I like an all right amount of milk in my tea. My friend thinks it's fucking outrageous. She's like, you shouldn't be drinking that. It's outrageous. Do you want some tea with your milk? You know what I mean? Not keen on lactonic milky fragrances. Well, kind of with you. Don't get us wrong. When one does it right, sorry, I'm just destroying things. When one does it right, no, sound like a queen. Sorry, I make strange noises. Just putting that Fahrenheit Parfum in my to sell drawer. What else do I want to sell in this drawer? I don't know. Oh, there's me Pavarotti. I'm not selling you, sunshine. Jesus. Let's just have a smell. Oh. That is absolutely lovely. I highly recommend some Pavarotti teas. Oh. What else do we have over here? Why? If it isn't a vintage Koros. This is a Gucci era one. A little rascal. You know? A little rascal there. Ooh. A Zaharoff. I pay for my Zaharoffs. And there is Tobacco, which is not a bad fragrance at all, you know. Is it as good as Tobacco Rouge by Fedon? It doesn't have that vanilla beastliness, you know, which to be fair is not a bad thing at all. It's got a little bit of that to stop the tobacco from going, don't want to say watery or too sour. Claude Durr makes a really good perfume. Like, Zaharoff's like, don't want to say landed on his feet. He's chose the right man, you know. And he's chose a fucking very capable perfumer. I'd never heard of him before, which is scandalous, really. But not Zaharoff, Claude Durr. Where's my signature pour on? Well, it's not in there. Signature pour on, right, from Zaharoff. It's good. It's very good. The ingredients are good. The blending is good. Very good. The presentation is spot on. Do you know the only problem, which isn't really a problem, with signature pour on, right? And I've said this before, is that I think it's got the weakness of its strength, right? Signature pour on is perfect for somebody. If somebody asked me, Rich Mitch, I know you're into perfume, like, I want one fragrance. I don't want a collection like you. because that's weird and I don't want to spend that kind of money. And they said, give me one fragrance to wear all year, any occasion, work, going out. I don't want to smell like anyone else. So I don't want to smell like Sauvage. I don't want to smell like Bleu de Chanel. I don't want to smell like Baccarat Rouge. I don't want to smell like Acqua di Gio. I want to smell original. I want to smell like me, right? I would point them straight at Signature Pour On. No problem. If you want one fragrance, Signature Pour On, and you want a good fragrance that ticks all those boxes. The problem for people like us, right, is that we don't have one fragrance. We have lots of fragrances, and for each individual situation, right, you will almost always reach for something other than Signature Pour On. Signature Pour On should be like a huge seller, you know. If he got it into stores, right, I can imagine it taking off. If he got it into like high street stores, what we call high street stores in Britain, you know, places like Phoenix, places like House of Fraser, what used to be, Selfridges, what used to be Debenhams, Next. If he got them into like these places and it was more accessible, I'm sure it would sell loads. You know what I mean? But that's for people who want one fragrance. And like I say, for us, right, we have lots of fragrances, and we have fragrances that would fit that niche better than like a one fragrance could, like a signature perfume could. It's not really much of a criticism, really, is it? I'm sorry, your perfume is too sound. I like this tobacco. I should wear this more. I like the bottle. I like how it's a bit smaller. It's a 2-ounce, 60ml bottle. It feels like a flacon, you know, like what it feels like a flacon. It feels like a hip flask, you know. Apparently, Kanye West's legal team is dumping him via newspaper ads because they can't get in touch with him. He's probably in a home somewhere, to be honest. Poor sod. I think he's quite unwell, actually. He's probably saying things he doesn't mean. Maybe he does mean them. The problem is that we won't know that. Apparently Doug is not so big on Timbuktu. Yeah, he buys a box of frogs. He bless him. Sorry, I just heard a horse say something. Rich, how do you feel about Giorgio Beverly Hills? Giorgio Beverly Hills is nice. I've got the VIP special reserve, and I'm yet to wear it, but I am going to. Don't you worry about that. Oh, I am going to. This looks like a black bottle, but it's not. It's just extremely dark green. Giorgio Beverly Hills. I like that kind of scent. Dev says, Duck isn't a fan of most of what I like. That doesn't stop me from liking them. Well, same to you, mate. I think Fosco says the same thing. There's a lot of people. Is it Cheap Imitation? I think it is Cheap Imitation. Cheap Imitation, me and him don't agree on, like, perfume taste, but I still watch all his videos. I still watch his, and, like, he watches mine. He's a good lad. You know what I mean? Don't mind disagreeing with anybody at all. It's the people who like fucking go mad, like when you fucking, as if like you've attacked their very fucking identity, as if you've asked if you could have a go of their mother. You know what I mean? Excuse me, do you mind if I have a go of your mother? No. Yeah, yes, I do mind. No, you can't. That's what I meant. Jesus. I believe being upset about someone not liking what you like is one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. Absolutely. It's very small. It's not great. Proudeep says, you still have the Beaufort London? Yes, I do. And that thing is just wild. We'll never forget when I mistakenly applied about 8 sprays, maybe 10 of that stuff. Fuck me. What a day that was. I seriously thought I was in trouble that day. I was like, it's got me neck in it. It's like it's choking us. It's got its hands around me neck. It's going to kill us. What's funny about Koros is it's named after a Greek statues of young boys, but now it's 100% an old man scent. Really dates the fragrance, in my opinion, says Dev. So are Koroi, which is the plural of Koros, are Koroi always of young boys? The thing is, Rich, and I may disagree when we get into the weeds, but overall we have more in common than a compliment, bro. Exactly. And I like hearing people who disagree with us about perfume, because what it does is it makes you think, I want to try that. Maybe I was wrong. I'll go back. I can't tell you the number of times that's happened. Oh, it's beau de jour. Do you know, I keep swearing I'm going to wear that. There it is, the Beaufort. I've got it behind like 3 fragrances, man. There's a bottle of Teatro alla Scala. I should wear that too. It's a lovely fragrance. It's like opium without the whatever it is that it hasn't got. Vert d'Encens, I should wear that more as well. See, there's all these. This is one of the reasons that's prompted us to get rid of stuff. Like, I want to wear the stuff I like more, but I feel as though I should wear the stuff I don't like more first to get it out the way, you know? Music for a while, scent of the day, sold. It's not. I went by the mall store, the mall stall the other day. I said to the kid, I was like, music for a while is discontinued, and he's like, well, it's not. We just don't stock it anymore. And I was like, doesn't that mean it's discontinued? You've got all the other ones. And he was like, I think it's going the distance. Like, I thought it's one of the better ones, man. What they're doing. What? Sorry, Spy and Mash is sending me funny messages, which I must instantly share with me friends. Not you friends on YouTube, because I'll get demonetized. Like, okay. It's a bloody expensive fragrance nowadays. Everything's an expensive fragrance nowadays. It's a fucking nightmare out there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Japan as well, Dev. I like China and Japan. Is it the Mona on the football, Mitch? No, it's not. That was very good, though. I enjoyed that. Thought I picked up music for a while and applied about 5 sprays. Turns out it was the night. The amount of looks I got in Tesco. Goodness gracious me. I bet people thought you'd just come from the fields, had they? Like you'd just been fucking... like you'd just been spreading shit. Hermes Essence had to increase the price, poor blokes. DJ, if you cannot find Iris Silver Mist, look out for Iris Nazarena. Iris Nazarena is beautiful. I'm not sure about it being like Iris Silver Mist. I get what you're saying, because I've got, thanks to Natalia here, a present. 2 people bought me the same present and arrived on the same day. Aren't people lovely? Restored my faith in humanity. Iris Silver Mist. I haven't worn this yet. I'm going to try wearing this in the spring. I don't know how suitable it is for the winter, and it's cold at the minute too. You know, it's going to start warming up soon, hopefully. Iris by Zerzhov as well, but too pricey. Silly prices. Xerjoff, and they're not worth it. Not for me. I must go to the bathroom to dehydrate, friends. I'll be back. Entertain yourselves, talk among yourselves, don't leave. Oh, this door. God. I hate being announced by that fucking door. Jesus. I've got a bit of a sore throat. How did that come about? How did that happen? Let's see what the chat has been saying while I've been away. Irish Silver Mist was like 25% off a few months back and never smelled the vintage. One of the few surges that actually has a notable difference from old and modern. I see people paying crazy for Sergei and it stayed almost practically the same. Minor at most. Irish Silver Mist nowhere to be found in France, says Prodeep. Whatever happened to Uncle Serge and the Frag Com? Not as popular as it was before True Niche House. Hard to get. Hard to get. They have withdrawn, actually, quite a lot. Shiseido bought the company and they are much harder to find now. They're much harder to buy. Yeah. I think when Fragcom was in its infancy, online anyway, Serge Luton became everybody's gateway into niche. And it was, everybody loved it and remembered it for that. Robes Await, Mark still owes me an Ambrose Sultan review, which I haven't raised yet since he's came back, but I'm going to. I'm going to. Sorry, Mark. I haven't let it go. But he lies awake at night, sweat running down his brow, worrying about me, pestering him about that review. Oh. Serge Lutens have been incredibly funny about their distribution. A shame because Serge was the most affordable niche house on discounters a few years ago. Yep. Serge, yeah, I mean the money you could have made if you. I mean, I know we all say this, and it's not about money, but you used to be able to pick up bottles like the old bottles of Serge Lutens for 50 quid a bottle, man. Oof. Like the Shiseido, the Japanese are funny about distribution anyway. They've got a small island mentality in a globalized world of the Japanese. It applies to everything. You look at the gaming community, right? There was a guy called Penguins Zero. So Penguins with a Z and then zero. Right at the end of his handle, he's got a channel. He's got like 11 million subscribers or something obscene like that. And he was talking about how Nintendo took critical, most critical. He's brilliant. He's hilarious. He's a very, very good content creator, but he's grown up doing it. So, anyhow, he was talking about how Nintendo put copyright hits out on everybody who had streamed their games on YouTube. That is one of the... I can't tell you how big the gaming community is. It's fucking gargantuan. Fragcom is nothing. Nothing. It's incomparable by scale. Yeah, the Moist Meter guy. That's right, Proddy. Very famous YouTuber. Not Duncan, but yeah, the Moist Meter guy. That's right. I've been watching him for a while, and he was talking about how Nintendo, just like a lot of other Japanese brands, don't understand the nature of Western ownership and shared, and like how everything is like shared, like how like you can like take one of their products and share it online and you take the money for you playing their game. Like the Japanese, it just doesn't, it's like not part of their culture. That it's just, they just think that you're stealing their stuff, you know. Which is strange. You'd think Nintendo, but it's not necessarily the Japanese. It's the old Japanese, you know, because apparently in Japan, in Nintendo especially, like it's a lot of old people who own and run the company. You know, they make great products, but like they've got this old world mentality about them, you know. Like it would be like Dior saying you can't feature one of our bottles on your channel. To me, you know, the Nintendo don't see it as like good exposure. They see it as you stealing and like creating off their fucking. They're extremely, what do they call it? Protectionist. Protectionist. That's the proper word for it. It's an economic thing. It's all to do with like the shutting down of the country for hundreds of years. Is this about fair use? It's not. They don't have the same. Nintendo doesn't have the same view of fair use that we do. You know, it's part of the culture. You know, like. And YouTube facilitated the copyright striking of all these videos as well. Basically, I mean, YouTube's fucking hopeless, like. I have got a sore throat and I do not know why. I am worried I am coming down with something. Did they change Feminité Dubois? I still have some. What you want, mate, is not the one from 2009. You want the Shiseido version from the early 90s. Feminine wood, plum, cedar. Pierre Bourdon. Christopher Sheldrake. Good lord, that is so fucking good. That is so fucking good. Made in Japan, made in France. The container was made in Japan. The perfume was made in France. The Portuguese were how the Japanese got guns. Yes, the Portuguese were allowed. The Portuguese were allowed to trade with the Chinese as well. Was that the Dutch? Have some Shiseido on the way via La Fosse, says Tripler. My kidney for 2 drops, says Paul. I don't need your kidney. Civet. It's a civet kidney. Oh! What else am I looking forward to smelling? Oh. This is nice. One of the, was it Salpernicou? Could have been, you know. No, sorry, it wasn't Salpernicou. Could have been Bavuvu. Bavuvu. Outrageous name, Bavuvu. Wow, the OG Feminité Dubois. I've got the Feminité Dubois in the Serge Lutens bottle as well, actually. Fantastic. Vuvuzela, says Dev. Surprised you're old enough to remember the Vuvuzela. God, that was awful. Completely ruined the World Cup. Jesus. Impression Cedarwood Heart by Ostens. These could have been such a good brand. And in the end, I think they're flattered to deceive, to be honest with you. I don't think they were that big. I don't think they were that great. I got a 2000 T for 2. Not sure how I feel, says Pradeep. I'll buy it if you want it. I've got lots of bottles of 5 o'clock au gingembre too. Vetiver Oriental, I've got a lot of that. Interesting. I'd buy tea for 2 from you. I loved it. Yeah, it's really good. Like, well, I could think about buying one. Hello, CK. How you doing? I hope you're well. That's something I don't quite understand about some collectors, you know, backup bottles. Fear of missing out, man. You've never had a perfume change from under your nose, have you? You love a fragrance. You love it so much. You wear it all the time and you're happily just going along, and one day you come to the end of your bottle and you think to yourself, oh, well, looks like it's time for me to spend some money. You look forward to going out and getting it or acquiring it any way you can, you know? And you do, you buy one. May even have a new bottle, you know? And you think to yourself, ooh, a new bottle. I like the old one, but you know, I'll get used to the new one. And then you get it, it arrives in the post and you're excited and you go to wear it again. Or you go to the shop and you take it home. And you put it on. And there's something different. Usually something less. You don't know what it is, you can't put your finger on it. It's very difficult. But the more time you spend with it, a reformulated perfume, the more you know that it wasn't what it was before. Some people can adapt. Some people some people get used to it, you know, and then just think to themselves, well, like, I don't notice such a difference that it makes a difference to me, and some other people just can't get past it. And I can tell you, it has happened to me a few times. It has happened to me a few times. One of the first times I ever remember it happening was with Boss Bottled. Boss Bottled. I had a bottle and I got another one for Christmas and it was different. It was just different. I can't explain it to you. It's like my mum, I think it was my mum or like one of my mum's friends, and they were like, what's wrong? Like, is there a problem with the bottle, or is there a thing? I was like, I don't know. There's just something, doesn't smell like it did before. I don't think I ever finished that bottle. You know what I mean? Bit of a kicker. A bit of a kicker. I won't lie. Tell you what I've been really enjoying though. This. L'Eau d'Ambre Extreme. I've got the original one, L'Eau d'Ambre. And I think that is going to be a spring and summer amber. But this is definitely an autumn and winter amber. It's heavier, it's denser, it's richer. It smells a bit like Amber Sultan without the spice. It's got labdanum, vanilla, benzoin, them kind of things going on. It is fucking glorious, this. Like, I really like this, you know? Fantastic. Oh. Sorry, I haven't spoken for a minute. I am simply looking something up. Don't like leathers anyway, so whatever. Current oud wood isn't awful though, says Dev. It's what I have, and really the only problem I have is the price, but that's just Tom Ford's private blend in general. Got to be ready to strike for a bargain at all times, friends. James says, I really enjoy the old Vetiver Oriental. I've got 5 bottles of it. I haven't worn that for too long. Perhaps I shall wear it soon. We will see. Nicky, I'm about to back up, better not say, says Triplet. Seems like Eau Gingembre can still be had affordably. Which version though? Uvavu, yes, that's right. Rich, where do you keep your Fev 450? In the cupboard. In the cupboard in the other room. Coolest room in the house. It's the best place for them, you know. Nap, says Pradeep. Well, I won't be going for a nap. I'll be going to sleep, proper sleep. Renault Simon ruining Amouage, yes or no, Duckman? I am not the biggest Amouage fan in the world. So I am not an authority. I am minded to side with Ramsey, though. You know, Amouage used to excite people. Amouage used to get people going about their fragrances, and now they just don't. You know, they just do not. Good night, Joe. Have a nice night. Dev says, Bob, I got confused for a second and thought the 450 is a misnumbered 540, and I went, what the fuck is this duo hybrid? Night, Joe, says Polo. We'll have to go soon as it's late here. I'll be going in about 20 minutes. I can tell you, I am absolutely shattered. Josie says, I think I found a vintage gold for men. Well, I had the original Gentleman's Cologne, and I sold it to Audrey Jane because she fucking loved it. I think the Mean will be the new Amouage, I hope, at least. Interesting to see how Victor Chong, how fucking Christopher Chong behaves in a new house. We will see. It will be interesting. You never know, the magic might have gone. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know Christopher Chong well enough to say. We will see. Christopher Chong can't go wrong, do you reckon? Maybe. Jacob has got nearly 500 people watching him. That is astonishing. Well done. I have got 31. That is also astonishing. Well done to you. Dushan, did you try Insignia? The first Chong release from Tharmeen, says Dev. Oh. I'm not looking to add at the minute. I'm looking to subtract, remove, sell, part with. See what is left. You know? We will see. Rich, did you watch The Last of Us? No, I haven't played the game either. Please don't tell us. I've got the remaster for the PlayStation 4. So I need to open that and actively play it, like. Because I haven't played it yet. We will see. Fosco says, don't get me started on the revisionist history on Chong. Ooh. Please. Please do. Nick says, how many fragrances in your collection currently? So I've got about 400 different fragrances. And then I've got a lot of backups too. Which I need to shift. You know. I must try bars from the Spirit of Dubai, says Dushan. And Paolo says, Dushan, they are overpriced. Yeah, I mean, I know Shiva Vareen is banging to his Middle Eastern fragrances at the minute. Like, he's got some that are, like, really, like I assume they're rare. But then, like, they're not cheap, you know? Oh. Eugene has come in and just caused absolute havoc. What about the revisionist history on Cheech? Says Manly Sense. Duck, have you tried Lorenzo Villarese's Ambra? I love it. No, I have not. I have got sandalwood and patchouli. Welcome, Eugene. Apologies, says Eugene. Pulpo Femo. Please stick around until your time is up. Eugene and his big thumbs. Timed someone out before I could say hello. Dev, their bottles are beautiful. All apologies, not my apologies, Dusan. Oh. The Shiseido is fantastic. The Shiseido version of Féminité du Bois really is a fabulous fragrance. I wonder if there's any on the bay. Shiseido Femme in Ite. So there's a half full miniature. Ooh, that would be awesome. Ooh, fuck. Someone from Argentina. Gonzalo, I hope that's not you, mate. I can't even speak. Shiseido Féminité du Bois 100ml eau timide plus the deodorant, 100ml of each, 236 quid. And then someone, possibly the same person, is selling the eau timide. Does anybody know what the eau timide is? Like, I don't necessarily know what that means. It's not the same as the bottle I've got. It's a unique combo. Include brand new, only removed from the box. To take pictures, I will include a 12ml plastic spray, just in case you want to refill with the eau timide. All my Shiseido bottles came from the authorised distributor in Argentina. There are no copies or imitations of these fragrances. You can buy with confidence. We are specialised in Creed vintage fragrances. Check my other items. Ooh. Do you have any Creed Green Valley? Maybe I will search and find out. No, maybe I'm going to send you a message, bitches. You have got some good items. Hello, do you ever get any? Hello. I'm just going to message this person. Hello. Do you ever get any Creed Green Valley? Kind regards, Richard. Watch them fucking messages back and say, yes, we do, but we don't ship to the UK. That is exactly the type of thing that would happen to me, I can tell you. Come on, like Beethoven and grunge? Yeah, if you want. Nirvana is okay, but I'm more of a Weezer guy myself. I've got a Wheeze at the minute. Paulo Gomez says, name is misleading. Ambra. Name is misleading. It's very insensate and labdanum. Oh dear. Scary. Eugene, I'm very thankful to Sandra because of that vintage spirit of past times. So, Ramsey was talking about it smelling like Devon by, what are they called? Aramis. And I was intrigued. Oh, fuck. I was intrigued, so I got my vintage Devon out. And lo and behold, he wasn't wrong. It definitely is similar. There is like a piney, foresty kind of thing going on. Eugene must have been a beautiful bitch. I'm not sure about that. Renata says, Rich, the Timide version of Féminité du Bois is a bit lighter than the ADP, like a body mist, performs as an ADT on me. They did quite a wide range, you know, with the deodorant, the body lotion, etc. Thank you, Renata. That is excellent information. I like my ADP, though. Oh, I've got a message back. Hello. No, sorry. Well, that's a shame. Thank you for your reply. That was very prompt from Nishiria, although they have got some fucking good stuff. I could leave their, Papa Femo says, sorry, what happened? Did I do or say something wrong? No, I think Eugene's just got big fingers. No, you didn't do anything wrong that I'm aware of, unless Eugene spotted something. But thank you, Renata. I also have the Parfum version. Oh, the Parfum. Is there a Parfum or just an Eau de Parfum? This one is the Pure Mist, and it is the Eau de Parfum. Eugene says, Pulpa Femo, you're good. My sausage fingers put you in timeout. Apologies. All's well that ends well. I've done that before. I've put people in timeout with my sausage fingers. It's easy done. Everyone says Devon, and all I say is my name highlighted, so I assume people are talking to me. It's not you, Dev. Sorry, mate. Unless you smell of pine, you know. This is actually really nice. You know what I get from pine tree and stuff like that? I get paper. I did with the vintage polos that I sold to Mr. Pleasant. Hello, Mr. Pleasant, if you're watching. You're probably asleep, to be fair. Like Aussie fragrance, they're from the same part. Well, they live in the same part of the world. Oh, hope you're well, Mark. King Charles sausage fingers. Yo, his fingers are foul. I don't know if it's treasonous to say that, but God, his fingers look rough. He's clearly got arthritis in his hands. Bright red, tiny little sausage fingers. Bosco says, I can't stand the Devon fragrance. I much prefer Yattigan or Polo Green. I like Yattigan too. I've got a vintage Yattigan. Yattigan. Oh. Dev is good, people. Good thing you specified, says Dev. Bosco, you like modern Polo Green. Richie J likes it. I've got about 10 minutes left in us. Me Bichon Man. Me vintage Bichon Man. Ooh, there's me rose incense. Let's have a smell. Oh, Arso has some good pine, says Pradeep. Yeah, I've got Arso. I like Arso. I was feeling Agil this week, you know. It's so good. Arso's a really good fragrance, and I like it. And it scratches that Feminite Dubois. It scratches that Feeling Agil itch. But Feeling Agil's just got, it's just superior. You know. Dev says, all right, I'm knackered, guys. Right on near midnight. Yes, sweet dreams, and I wish everyone a safe reformulation. Good night, Dev. Sweet dreams, young man. Remain calm. I don't know why I threw that in there, but it's yours. Ah, Jura Rose has come back. One in, one out. You enjoy your dinner, Chunky? Huh? Was it nice? Also, toilet water, says Manly Sense. Good Lord. Up the arso, if you will. Curry. Oh, speaking out the arso. Renata says, yes, Feminito also came as a parfum. Do you know, I've seen it came in 15ml bottles, didn't it? I just thought after I'd said that to you, Renata, it came as a 15ml bottle, didn't it? As parfum in a 15ml bottle, there it is. Eugene. Jura Rose got a sample of Descendre today. Not today, yesterday. Was it today? I was talking to him about it, you know. Also means burnt. You don't want to get an arso on your arse, do you? That'll be a pain in the arso. Look, one of my most outrageous purchases. I paid a lot of money for this, the original Dior Homme Intense. Outrageous. Oh. And then to go with it, I've got a 50ml. Oh, you bastards. I've got a 50ml of the original Dior Homme. I beg your pardon, sorry. Eugene, today I watched your 30-minute video of a vintage artisans. Burp, says Dusan. I do beg your pardon, it was most vulgar. Sort of just came out of nowhere, that. Excuse me whilst I rehydrate. Bijan man frustrated me, just a tad too waxy, says Nick S. Well, do you know what I've been sampling today, thanks to Tim Wilcox, and thank you, Tim Wilcox. Sent me a sample of Enchanted Forest by the Vagabond Prince. And I'm afraid, friends, I hate to say it, I may need to be getting a bottle of that. You know? God. That is a fragrance. I fucking love it. Here is my Bijan Fragrances Inc. Beverly Hills, Paris, New York, Bijan. Bijan, Beverly Hills, made... What? Eau de Toilette. London. Made in the USA. There it is. The donut. Of course, Rich. Enchanted Forest was created by my idol. Bijan bottle looks like an arsehole. My better half has pretty much taken ownership of my Enchanted Forest. That sounds vaguely filthy. Sounds kinky, doesn't it? But yes, my mission at the minute is to shrink my collection. Ooh! And see if I can't well, I mean, fucking hell, my goal was to sell 100 bottles this year. I've already sold about 20. I'd like to get in touch with Lynn Legay. Sorry, friends, I just muted myself. I've been talking away. Full choke plus Bijan man. Yes, that's right. That could be an April Fool's joke, couldn't it? Josie says, no, it's from a Nouge. Yeah, I got a couple of bottles off a Nouge as well. Like, it was an old bottle. They're old bottles, like. So did anybody watch the fucking cannoli stream the other night? I don't want to get too heavily involved in this. I was observing and watching, and it was dramatic. Let's put it like that. Fucking Cuddles ended up saying that someone had doxed him, which I don't think they have. All I really wanted to say on the matter was that Neil's had this coming for a long time, and it's thoroughly deserved for all the shit he's caused and the shit he's said. And it's come back to bite him on the arse. He's crossed the wrong person. And it was always going to happen. It's really all I've got to say about it. I don't really know about the other people involved. I don't particularly want to get involved myself. I don't want to fall foul of anyone else, but my history with Neil, everybody knows, and I've never made any side of it, and frankly, from what I can tell, this other bloke has just been fucking sickened by fucking the way that Cuddles carries on and has fucking done something about it. So, fuck him for all the shit that he's pulled over the years, all the shit he said about people. And it's come back to bite him on the fucking arse, and I'm glad. You know? But, he was talking, this is the real reason I wanted to say this is because he was talking about being doxxed, right? And I will never forget that he attempted to dox me once. He said he had found out where I lived, and I said, no, you haven't, because I don't have an internet footprint, right? Oh, Margin Noir, welcome to you. And he attempted, and he said, he mentioned a place near where I live, about 20 minutes away from where I live. And he was like, that's where you live. And I said, no, it's not. He mentioned a place called Jesmond. All right. He was like, this is you and this is where you're from. I said, no, it's not. So he attempted to dox me, fucking got it wrong, right? And now he's complaining about being doxed. That's Cuddles to a T. You couldn't write a more perfect description of what that bloke is. He tries to do something to somebody, fails, right? He tries to do something fucking nasty to somebody, fails, right? And then the same thing happens to him. Fuck him. Fuck him. He's a nasty little shit who thinks he can get away with anything, and he doesn't like people. He doesn't like a taste of his own fucking medicine. Stephen Tampman says, we all know you're from Biker. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? I'd be a lot rougher than I am. I'm not saying I'm not rough. But yeah. Fuck him. A nasty piece of shit. And he's got what's fucking coming. Bob says, you must have restraint, and many do not on these public... Yeah, I totally agree. I try not to say anything on here that I wouldn't say to somebody to their face. I think that's a very, very good way of living, especially as it's a good way of existing on the internet, right? I can be quite gobby and I can say things to a lot of people's faces. That's the nature of the people of where I'm from. We tell the truth, generally, you know. Fosco says, poetic justice, yeah. It's thoroughly deserved. Thoroughly deserved. A nasty little shit. People think that he's harmless, that he's just like a bumbling fool and an idiot. Even fucking Smelly. Somebody has explained the law, as in the LORE, the law, the history. He was on Smelly streams, and Smelly even got rid of him. You know, like Smelly was going for the whole drama and like controversy and all of that sort of thing. And then eventually even Smelly was just like, I can't be dealing with this fucking dickhead anymore. And it's true. Even Cannoli, I found this out the other night as well. Joey Cannoli's fucking blocked him. Even Joey Cannoli's blocked him. Do you know how fucking outrageous you've got to be to get blocked by Joey? How much of a complete... I'm not going to say what I was going to say. How much of an absolute dickhead you've got to be to get blocked by Joey, who talks to everybody. How many second chances has Joey given him? Probably too many. You know, there has to be consequences for the shit you do, and now you fuck around and find out, and that's what's happened to Neil. And I wanted to say this, right, because of the amount of shit that Cuddles talked about me. Not just behind me back a lot. He was trying to cause a lot of shit. He was obsessed with us after I made him cry. Right? He was obsessed with us, talking so much shit about us. And do you know what it is? I even said to like mutual friends of mine and his, I was like, look, you can ask people like Aram. I said, look, I'm not going to talk about him because it'll just get us angry, and I don't want to end up looking like the bad guy. And for the longest time, I never said a fucking thing about him. And now it's come back. All of this has come back, and I just got to sit here and smile and point and laugh. And I shan't be saying any more about it. But fuck Cuddles. High time Neil Lefkowitz got his fucking comeuppance. Nick says, what happened with you two? He's a liar, Nick. That's what happened. He's a malignant liar. I got sick of his shit. I saw him for what he was a long time ago, and I said, I'm not putting up with this guy. Fuck him. Shit follows him everywhere he goes. He shits as he walks, right? For him, it's perfect because as he shits, right? He walks away from it, but everybody else has got to fucking deal with the smell and the fucking shit on the floor. He's just a complete fucking wanker. And nasty. And the thing is, right, people think, like I said, people think he's a bumbling idiot, and he is, but he's also nasty with it. My thing was to just fucking block him everywhere I could, everywhere I went, I would block him. Right? Believers, that's the best thing you can do. Just cast him out. Margie says, you're better at reading people than me, Doug. I try, but there is nothing there with him. Yeah, that's the thing. There's nothing there with him. Nick S says, sorry, mate, not trying to stir. He just says you hate him and never elaborates. Yeah, no, he doesn't, because he knows that I tell the truth about him. He's a liar. Like, if that's not enough for you or for him, because it's not, right? If that's not enough for him, and if that's not enough for you, if that isn't something that would cause you to get rid, the thing is he stirs shit and talks shit about people, including and especially about his friends, right? Like the people who are closest to him, the people who, and he talks shit about, he just turns on people. He's got no loyalty to anybody whatsoever. I know the story about him and that Rafael Ballarezzo, about what he said about Raphael. Raphael's a piece of shit. He can fuck off as well. He was writing about me and Eugene on Oda Jerks. I do not go on Oda Jerks. I don't write about people on Oda Jerks, right? I don't write about people on Oda Jerks. I don't have an account. I don't have a Reddit account. I don't have a Facebook account. I don't have a fucking Instagram account. I don't have a fucking TikTok account. And I've never had any of these accounts, right? Like Dusan says he was abused when he was a child. There's plenty of people who were abused when they were a child who don't behave the way Neil does. It's because he's got no character. Because he's a liar, because he's a piece of shit. He always plays the victim. He always acts like the victim. Nothing is ever his fault. He never takes responsibility for anything. He's a fucking piece of shit. He can fuck right off. And I'm glad he's getting his comeuppance now. Sticks is Cuddles is the most top shelf guest in Fragcom. Centre of the day, Cuddles crew, pour on. Better you than me, mate. Better you than me. So he is a sociopath. I don't know that he's a fucking sociopath. I don't know if he's a sociopath. I don't know if he's fucking effective enough to be a sociopath. He's lazy. He's ignorant. He's racist. And the problem with these words is that they get flung around so much now that they stop meaning things. But Cuddles is one of those lazy racists. He's one of those people who just he tries to put other people down to make himself feel better. You know? Eugene says, can you unblock me? Can you unblock me? What I'm trying to say is my opinion. I don't like Neil. I haven't liked Neil for a long time. This is public information. Everybody knows this. I'm just being a dickhead by being gleeful at what is currently happening to him, because it's very much deserved, in my opinion. I'm not trying to sit here and say that I am some fucking moral paragon that is better than everyone else and you should listen to me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm being honest with you. Micah says, Neil's for the bin. Best place for him. Nasty about him. You know? I don't know anything about this other guy, right? Obviously, I've heard the lore, like, you know, I've heard the history and stuff like that. It is what it is. But as far as what's happening to Neil, you know, at least this other guy's honest. You know, I remember as well, it was RXL. RXL was calling out Neil as well, and he was saying, how come Neil gets fucking like the hall pass with some of the disgusting, outrageous shit that he comes out with. And if RXL says something, people jump on him. It's not fair. It's double standards, and there's nothing like injustice to piss people off. And at the minute, I am feeling very vindicated about Neil. I wanted to save this for the end of the stream. It is not very edifying. It's not very nice. And I try to be nice. I am nice almost all the time, but I save my fucking like anger and all that shit. And I can just keep it as far away from us as I possibly can. I'm getting old and I'm hurtling towards 40 years old. I don't want to be a fucking angry young man forever. I don't want to be like Cuddles. I don't want to be a fucking 5-year-old forever, petulant little child. But what he is going through right now, he deserves it thoroughly. You know? Does he deserve the right of reply and to stand up for himself and to say these things, and to say like the things, and like to come back and have a comeback and a retort? Yeah, no problem. But as far as what he's tried to, the things he has said and tried to do to me, like I said, he tried to dox us once and now he's complaining about being doxed. That's Neil to a T. That's who Neil Lefkowitz is. You know what I mean? Nasty. Let's read the chat. Sorry, I do apologise to anybody who didn't want to fucking hear that, or if that made anyone uncomfortable. Or the veils, or the mask. People felt the mask had like slipped there. Fair play. Right? I'm just saying. I've knew this would happen because he would piss off the wrong person, because he pisses everybody off, because he betrays everybody, turns on everybody. You know? I don't know the other people involved. I don't know fucking Whiskey Reaper. Someone called him the Risky Queefer the other day, and I burst out laughing at 4 o'clock in the morning. I swear to God, the Risky Queefer. You've got to be kidding. I don't know him. I'm not like trying to stir shit with him and stuff like that. That fucking had me roaring. I mean, the Risky Queefer, my God. I don't know who said it. I even asked the person who said it. I was like, I can't remember their name now, forgive us, but I even asked the person, I was like, can I use that? And they were like, note yourself home. That's immense. I just feel like I want to say me piece, you know? Neil's fine to come back and say anything he wants, but I won't be engaging in discussion with him, because fuck him. He adds nothing and takes everything. The parasite. You know? What we got here? Karma always wins out, says Micah. Yeah, spot on. Some people are banned for life. Shit happens, says Eugene, says Adam to Eugene. Roger says that there is drama between Cuddles and the Dirt. I just got in the room. Did I miss something? This was years ago, mate. I was watching Joey's stream the other night, and I saw it all unfold. And there was this guy, the Whiskey Reaper, came on, and then fucking a stream on batch code started, and it was fucking Neil with this Whiskey Reaper. And I just heard Neil, and then apparently Neil released a video. Someone sent us a link to it the day, and Neil's been like, oh, I'm being harassed by an ex-Klansman. You know what I mean? It's like, he's like, oh, he's anti-Semitic. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, at what point do you stop throwing that in the bloke's face? He said he's not anymore. He's been punished for it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get too into it, but I mean, fucking, he's done. He says that's not him anymore. You can't just throw that in the bloke's face for the rest of his life if he says that that's not him anymore. But anyway, Neil's been making these videos saying that he's a fucking victim, apparently. Because of course he has. Because he's always the victim. Nothing's ever his fault. Nick says, I need to find this stream. It's been taken down, mate. Joey took it down because there was a guy who dropped the N-word. There was a guy who dropped the N-word. It wasn't this person who's the ex-Klansman either. He wasn't on the stream. Somebody dropped the N-word, and I think it was just a shit. The stream was just a general shit show. Like, so I think Joey did probably the best thing that he could for his channel, and was like, get this away. Jura says, don't waste a heartbeat on people who are not worth it. Rich, walk away. Mate, I've walked away from Cuddles a couple of years ago. He went on about me for fucking months. He tried to bait me so often, so much, and I just ignored him. I did walk away, mate. All I'm saying now is that a couple of years later, this shit has turned on him after he tried to dox me during those months that I walked away from him. He tried to dox me, said that I lived in Jesmond when I don't. So whoever he's found that lives there has been fucking doxed, right? So he's doxed not me, someone else. Fucking piece of shit. Roger, not just the duck. There is drama between Cuddles and the duck. Yeah, it's not just between me and Cuddles. It's between everyone and Cuddles, because that's what Cuddles is, a malignant influence. You know? He used the C word, like people say that he's a cancer. I think RXL's called him a cancer before. I might be putting words in his mouth and I don't mean to, sorry. But I'm sure. Sorry, but who lives in Jesmond? Is that even a place? That is a place about 20 minutes from where I live. And apparently somebody there has a similar name to me. And Cuddles went on Google, found whoever this was. I don't even think it was the same name as me. Right? But he went and he found it because he knew the region which I lived in. And he fucking put this person's name and address out there. This was a while ago. Right? And he put the name and address out there and said, that's Rich Mitch, that's who he is, that's where he lives. And it's like, no, it's not. And I was like, that's not me. Not only that, right? Neil then accused us of disliking all his streams, like setting up loads of accounts to dislike his streams, as if he couldn't get into his fucking head, right? That loads of people just don't like him. Do you know what I mean? As if he just couldn't get into his head that like 10, 15, 20 people every time they saw one of his videos would just dislike them. A guy who dropped the N-word who wasn't the Klansman. I think it may have been, it was a bloke called Montrese, right? Because he got upset with the Frisky Queefer. And, Mr. Clean, welcome to you, sir. How are you? Yeah, Mr. Clean goes on Mr. Smelly Streams. He'll know the law, as in the LORE. When I say the law, I mean the LORE. He'll know the history about fucking what Neil was like on fucking Mr. Smelly Streams. Even Mr. Smelly's got rid of him. Even Joey Cannoli. That's the shocker. That's the shocker that Joey got rid of him, because Joey's got the patience of a saint. Maybe too much. Maybe that's his flaw. But welcome to you, Mr. Clean. CK says Montrese is black, so he did say it wasn't malicious. Mate, I'm telling you, when he said it, it was malicious. The guy was not happy with the frisky queefer. The frisky queefer, you're a bad man. Do you know what it is? I'm just anything that even remotely sounds like that, it's just coming out now. I know what you mean, though. I do know what you mean, though, CK. If anybody's allowed to say it, it would be the black man. So I'm not going to tell him what he can and can't say about shit like that. All I know is it wasn't the ex-Klansman, who is adamant he is a changed man, and you have to take him at his word, you know? You can't just write people off forever. Well, I've said that. You can't just write people off forever. But, I mean, this guy appears to have learned from his past mistakes and changed. Something Cuddles has never shown any interest or sign of doing. Just does the same shit over and over again. You know what I mean? And now, look at what's happening. He feels bullied. He feels sad because he's always the victim, you know. Cuddles can never do anything wrong. Shit just happens to Cuddles and it's not fair. Fucking parasite. He's been around this fragrance community for no reason. CK says, oh yeah, I hear you, Doc. He was just pissed. He was pissed. I just meant he wasn't calling someone the... Yeah, no, you're right. He wasn't like, he wasn't being like racist. He wasn't like calling someone the N-word. He just sort of like used it as like a... In the same way that I would like use the word like mate. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not going to use the N-word because no. But you know what I'm saying. It just a sense of justice, you know? It's like that scene in Breaking Bad where fucking Aaron Paul, the actor who plays him, where he's just like, he can't keep getting away with this. And he gets justice in the end. It's everywhere he goes, man. Like I say, he shits as he walks and just expects other people to clean it up. I'll give $20 to hear Jura say Frisky Queefer right now. If this was a StreamYard stream, I'd have him on. And you could donate a coffee and I'd pass it on to him. You know? It's everywhere Neil goes. Everywhere he goes, he's the common denominator. He's the one. And he brings other people down and he doesn't give a shit. He does not care for other people whatsoever. Dusan used the word sociopath earlier on. Sociopath to me makes me think that there's like threat there. There's no threat. There's no physical threat from Neil. Neil would cower before you. You know? That's another thing that pisses us off. Mr. Clink says, long time lurker, first time chatter. Well, I am glad. Friska Queefer. Burj Khalifa. That's nothing against. I don't know that guy. I don't know who the fucking hell. I don't know who the Whiskey Reaper is, and I don't necessarily have anything against him. I know nothing about this guy other than well, I don't have anything against him. I know nothing about him other than what I saw on that stream the other day. He was kind of telling people what to do with their channels, and it was like, oh, wait a minute, who the fuck is this? Like, there's nothing I could tell Joey Cannoli about how to stream at all. This guy was like, you need a topic. It was like, fucking hell, he was saying the word topic so often, I was like, it started to lose all its meaning. And it was like, you need a topic, a topic. What's the topic? Let's talk about a topic. I was like, what? Queen Latifah. Queef Latifah. Dear me. Queen Latifah. Queef Latifah. That's not easy to say, that. But yeah. Does it sound like I'm going off on one? Does it sound like I'm having a rant? I suppose the way I would justify this to you is to say that it is just a lot of shit that's been pent up. I've been silent. You can ask other people who knows, people like fucking Jonathan and fucking don't like. I've had private conversations. Don't get us wrong. Don't get us wrong. I've had private conversations with other people about Neil and Neil's shit, and I've complained about him bitterly to the point where I've been like, I am sorry, I'm dumping on you. But I didn't say anything publicly. And now that this shit is happening to him, I just need to let it out. And I just feel as though he thoroughly fucking deserves it. Because I don't think that he's some innocent, bumbling idiot. I think that he's a nasty, malignant. He knows that he's being a shit, and he thinks he's going to get away with it. And this guy has fucking called his bluff. And he's fucking, and do you know what it is? This guy, right? I forget his channel name, I'm sorry. I know he's called DB, but this guy has fucking followed up on Neil and fucking held his feet to the fucking fire. Literally, he's like brought him to account for his shit. You know? Fuck around and find out. And he has. Adam says it's very therapeutic to let it out. It feels that way. Again, I'm sorry to dump on you. I don't want you to think this is the way I feel. I don't want you to think less of us, but this is the way I feel. And I feel like when I'm saying it, I feel like I'm being a dick. But at the same time, I've also got the other side of the coin where I'm just like, ha, good. Why did shit go south with Cuddles originally anyway, says Roger. Sorry, I'm catching up and rewinding the stream. No. So for a while, right, I used to watch Neil's videos and I used to think this guy's watching him because he creates fragrance content. It wasn't particularly great. You could tell that he was a little bit strange. And he said something about someone, and I said something to him. I was like, you've talked shit about this person. Stop talking shit about people. And we fell out, and then I realized that, like, there's something neurologically not great about him. You know? Like, I kind of deduced that there was, like, a fucking... See you later, Margie. Cheers. I deduced that there was something wrong with him, that I thought there was something wrong with him, right? That he had some kind of... I've called him, like, a mental cripple before, which is harsh on people who are fucking mentally crippled. You wouldn't want to be, like, fucking bunged in with that guy, but it was out of anger. I've called him fucking loads of names, and one day I had a fucking huge rant, and Joey was there, and Eugene was there, and I was like, and Eugene after the stream was like, fuck, I've got to take that stream down, and I was gutted. Not because I wanted the stream to stay up, because I'd done it on Eugene's channel. And I felt bad, and I've apologised to Eugene, and I would apologise again as well, because every time I think of it, I feel like, fuck. Then after that, before that, what happened was, it was literally a case of, like, this guy is always going to be this way, and he's never going to change, and he's ignorant of, it's not just that he's ignorant in, like, that social kind of way, do you know what I mean, where he's but he is ignorant in that social kind of way, but I mean, he's ignorant of the fact that he just doesn't learn anything. Like, he won't pick up on his own fault. Like, he doesn't, like, there's no introspection there at all. There's no redeeming features to him. And one day he'd said something about me, or he'd said something where he'd literally flip-flopped on, like, he'd said one thing and then 5 minutes later literally contradicted himself, but it was about me, right? And it was like, you lying little shit. And I just can't fucking deal with it. You know what I mean? I just like, my fucking philosophy, I've said this before, my philosophy, Sir Alex Ferguson was the ex-manager of Manchester United. Somebody said, what is your secret to long-term success? What is your secret to life, basically? And he said, and like, what's the secret to keeping a team happy? And he said, it's very simple. You get rid of the cunts, right? And do you know what it is? That just made the most sense to me out of anything I've ever heard about dealing with people. If you want to have a good social life, which is what we're doing here, this is social, as I'm often reminded. YouTube is social media. When I say I don't have social media things, YouTube is social media. Just get rid of the cunts. If somebody's a cunt, just get rid of them. And that's what I thought. Neil's a cunt. Just get rid of him. I didn't realise how much of a cunt he was. I didn't realise how much of a loser he was, how much of a sad, small-minded, little how much of a sad, small-minded, like, insular little person he is, and he can't take any criticism. Watch him. He always tries to deflect when there's criticism of him. He never takes it on the chin. You know? Nobody likes criticism, but he deals with it like a 5-year-old because that's what he is. And you can't be dealing with people like that. They just bring you down. And essentially that's what he was doing after a while. Next is, you're not keen then, Rich. Just, I mean, just a little bit. See, Styx has wrote something. It's a big one. DB is delusional. He creates enemies and thinks people are against him. If DB quits streaming and stopped trying to deal with his inner demons on stream, then his name would never be mentioned ever. So, I don't watch this guy. I forget what his fucking channel's called, but I very seriously doubt it's going to be the type of content that I watch. Do you know what I mean? Like, from what I've seen and heard and stuff like that, like, it's not, you know what I mean? I don't know how fragrance based it is. Like, I know that he's involved in fragrances and stuff like that, but like, I feel like I'm not giving like the whole picture. Do you know what I mean? But if Styx says that, then I believe him. It says like DB is delusional. He creates enemies and thinks people are against him. If DB quits streaming and stop trying to deal with his inner demons on stream, that's not great. You see, dealing with things in public. I mean, there's a you can, like Eugene, how Eugene, like, he didn't literally go through his thought process. He would vlog it over time, like the progress he'd sort of made, but he didn't make the progress live on camera, So I sort of get what you're saying there. It's like you don't necessarily want people to air their dirty laundry all the time. I say this after just having fucking aired me dirty laundry for the past half an hour. But like, I know what you're saying when you say like you don't necessarily want to see people fucking go through the motions on stream. But I find it hard to comment on DB because I don't know him, What I do know is I do know the shit that Cuddles has fucking done to me and done to other people as well, The shit what he said about Raphael was fucking scandalous, and I really don't like Raphael. I think he's a two-faced son of a bitch as well, He's an angry little bastard. He can fuck off. I'd tell him that to his face as well. He was the one posting about me on fucking Older Jerks and fucking Eugene as well. Right? That's not to say people can't post about us on Older Jerks if they want. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I know it was him, And I know why as well, because it was nasty. It wasn't like the funny stuff, And people would send us like fucking screenshots and stuff and say, look, here's this fucking, somebody's fucking Skip Ad Bloom. Skip Ad Bloom, and then there was another one as well, and I can't remember what it was called. Expert Ad and Skip Ad Bloom. Right? Posting about me and Eugene on other jerks. Nasty stuff though. You know, dirty stuff. Fucking so fuck him. And I know that he was talking shit about me as well. But, and it's a big but this, right? What Cuddles said about Raphael after Raphael had tried to be a mate to him, after he'd met up with Raphael in real life and was all nice to his face. You know? The shit that he said, that was that was vile. And it shows what type of person Cuddles is. Absolutely disgusting what he said. I don't know whether I should repeat it or not on here. But it was disgraceful. I don't like Raphael, but I wouldn't say that about him. I don't know whether I should repeat it. I'm thinking about it. Because apparently there are receipts out there of what Neil has said. I see people are talking about fragrances in the chat. Sorry about that, friends. So how about the new Les Abstrait, eh? Well, unfortunately, I won't be discussing my personal opinion on it, but it is out there. Oh, sorry, Enigma is just falling over. Fosco says, now you've got to tell us. I've got your email, Fosco. I could email you, even if I don't decide to. It just depends how much shit I want to cause for Neil, really. Because he thoroughly deserves it. I don't know if Raphael knows himself. You know? But it's known. It's known amongst like a group of people know about it. Right? A group of people, like a large group of people know about it, and I don't know if Raphael's like one of the only people who doesn't know. This is not me trying to be friends with Raphael either. If I never speak to that fucker again, it'll be fucking far too soon. The fucking scandalous thing to say about somebody who tried to be friends with you. Or at least give you the time of day. It's a scandalous thing to say about somebody who you're not friends with, like. Have geranium pour monsieur. We'll check Invasion Bar. I love Bodajeur in New York intense. Time to dig some vintage stuff. Nice time to dig some vintage stuff, says Filippo. Welcome, Filippo. So I don't know the legality of I don't know the legality of whether I could fucking say it or not, because I don't have the receipts personally, even though I have seen them. And I know other people know that it's true as well about what he said. Rich, feel free to dox me to Audrey Jane if she comes on holiday. Don't speak to Audrey Jane as much as I used to. I miss Audrey Jane. We were in a group chat together and now we're not, which is unfortunate. Jesus Christ, I've gone fucking 2.5 hours. Hi, Filippo. How are you, Squire? But yeah, I'm not sitting here trying to say that fucking this other guy's a saint or a fucking thing, but it, I mean, Styx sounds like he knows him better than I do, so. And Styx isn't a bullshitter, so what do you want us to say? You know? All I know is that what this guy has said and done to fucking Cuddles is absolutely bang on. And Cuddles thoroughly deserves it. Maybe I'm being biased, but it does feel like it's true. You know? So I was stuck with us that time when he tried to come out with it. Being really passive aggressive, Neil was. This is where you live. This is you. Fucking motherfucker, I will never forget it. the fact he was wrong, and I'm not just saying that, man, he was wrong, this silly cunt. Oh, what did he say? It could be described as hearsay, couldn't it? I mean, Neil couldn't sue us anyway. He hasn't got the fucking brains for it. Like, apparently that guy, the other guy's going to fucking sue Neil. Apparently that's what's going to happen. That'd be fucking hilarious. Neil in court whimpering. No, I didn't. I mean, no, Your Honor, don't send me to jail. Fucking gimp. It's the US, very litigant. Yeah, it is. It's the US. It's very litigant. People aren't like that over here. I don't mean that as like a thing. It's just not. It's just not the thing. Litigious is the word you're looking for, Jura wrote. What is the evil intention of doxing phone number and visits to one's house, then fists? The thing about doxing is, I mean, would you want your location and your fucking... I mean, it's the US as well, and everybody's fucking got guns. You never know when some nutcase is going to turn up and fucking do something mental. It's like the do-it-yourself society, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to do this. Like, that's the US, isn't it? It's the get up and go, the I'm going to make something happen sort of thing. But it's not like that in Britain. People are too lazy. You know what I mean? Doxing the duck right now. He lives at St. James's Park. You know, it's been a while since I've been to St. James's Park, mate. It's been a while. Adam says the petrol prices are, yes, that's right. Nobody can get anywhere. Mr. Clean says Cuddles is the biggest hypocrite. Yes. And that is something that is very hard to tolerate. Doxing you and now crying about his alleged dox and paying the American veteran card when he's up in arms about people of colour playing their card. Yes, that's a brilliant point. He literally has played this victim card when he's always talking about other people in the US playing the victim card, you know. Always, you're absolutely spot on. He always goes on about how he's a veteran. The motherfucker goes on about how he was a teacher for 25 years. There's no fucking way. There's no way that I can possibly believe that. There's not a shred of truth in that whatsoever. I used to joke. I used to say he wasn't a teacher for 25 years. He was held back at school for 25 years. They wouldn't keep him around, man. There's nothing you can do with people like that. It's like Jordan Peterson says. Like, the United States Army hasn't got jobs for people like that, man. They're too stupid, man. You can't teach them anything. They're a drain. Your Honor, I'd like to bring Serapio Silva to the stand. At least we get to see who he was. It'd be funny if, like, a bottle of Pinot Silvestre just fucking, like, waddled up to the stand, wouldn't it? You need to get back there, mate. Top 4 tune in full voice. It looks glorious. It is. It's amazing. There's absolutely no chance of getting any tickets, though, mate. Absolutely none. The chance of me getting tickets for St. James, I suppose I could shuffle up with me bad back and that and be like, oh, have you got a bed somewhere I could lie down and watch the match? I got a digital radio for Christmas so I could listen to the games on the radio, like with no so I could listen to the matches on the radio with no interference. You know. I am being harassed by a former Klansman. Check out my newest Hawaiian shirts here, says Nick. You and Cuddles could make for a great Greek tragedy. Yeah, but I don't want to end up dead. Not that I'm saying I hope Cuddles ends up dead. I'm not saying that. I hope he lives to suffer more. That wasn't very nice either, but, you know. It's like I said before, you can't keep getting away with it. It's just not great. Rich, let me know if you ever want to see a Spurs game not under Conte, mate. I can guarantee you that. Absolutely dreadful football. Adam says, let me know if you want to say a Spurs game. I'll sort you out, but you are very kind. Apparently that stadium is absolutely stunning. That stadium is top notch. Forget him, Rich. Let's talk about good people and good fragrances. I was meant to go 40 minutes ago. I was tired, but then I just wanted to get that out about Cuddles, and then it sort of snowballed, hasn't it, really? Let's be honest. I agree, Dushan. This has been very negative. Let's get back to normal and talk about Demaché. I'll tell you what, right? It shows the level to which I have fucking sunk there if Demaché is going to remedy the situation. My throat is fucking burning. I am on fire. Bob says adrenaline. And I say I could do something for my throat. Like, your front throat's killing us. Oh, I should have burned a sandal. I should have burned a sandal. I'm a season ticket holder. I only went to one game this season. The rest of the games I afforded to family and friends. We're going to lose to Man City tomorrow. Most people lose to Man City, though, to be fair. Mind you, they haven't been very good this season. Earl and Haaland, they've had to change the way they play, and they've suffered for it a bit, you know. Burn a sandal. What is this, a Gandhi protest? You don't want to smell my sandals burn. I don't need sandals, man. I've got them socks off Michael Harness. They're fucking mint. Them alpaca wool socks are immense. Been using them in this cold, cold weather, you know. Ugh. We'll give it another couple of minutes and then I'm going to bail. A strange stream. I don't like flip-flops, foot thongs. That's right. Which ones are top 3 Demaché creations? This is one of them. Fahrenheit Absolute. Fahrenheit Absolute. Leatherwood, the original one. Bloody hell. I'm tempted to say Eau Sauvage Parfum, but I won't. What about Amber and Away? This is absolutely immense, this, you know, this Fahrenheit Absolute. I love this shit. The devil's juice. Never forget Mark saying that. You know when some things just stick in your mind? I go Fahrenheit Absolute, Leatherwood, and he didn't make Bois d'Argent. Amber and Away. They're the 3 I would go for if you want top 3. I don't know in what order though. Jesus. I mean, to be fair, right? Fahrenheit Absolute isn't even his entire fucking creation, like. You know? Jacob's still got over 400 people watching. Well done. That's phenomenal, that. I think I'd get a nosebleed if that happened. Ooh. There is a guy called Patchouli Pappy, and he has just posted a video about Celine. He was one of the people who posted about Uncut Gem. Remember when I had my little rant about Uncut Gem? I will post a link in the chat, so if you want to go and watch his latest video, which is about, he's only got like a few hundred subscribers, but he's a decent kid. Like, when I was talking about Cheap Imitation before, I should have also mentioned Patchouli Pappy. He's only got 293 subscribers, but he's sound. Do you know, 2 of his last 4 videos have got 444 views. I love out like that, me. Don't don't leave just yet, because I'm off in a minute. I'm going to watch a couple of videos which have been posted. Shiva Varina, I mentioned you before talking about Middle Eastern fragrances. Jura says Jacob's early reviews are amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. When he used to review his vintage stuff, his review of Opium Pour Homme stands out a mile for me. Some reviews from certain reviewers stand out as like marks in time for me. Robes' review of Jubilation 25. There was a lad called Jimmy Quantrell who tragically doesn't make fucking videos anymore. He's not dead, I don't think. I hope he's not. But he doesn't make views anymore. Jimmy Quantrell, he was fucking brilliant. Part of my intro is a dedication to him. Right? If you watch his videos, right, he would say, today we are reviewing this Eau Sauvage Parfum. And then he would go, it is just incredible. Or he would say something like that. And that is why I say at the beginning of my videos, welcome friends. Today we are doing such and such. Marvellous. The whole excuse me whilst I hydrate, I lifted that from Fragrance Journey, because he's a legend as well. I can't remember, was it, oh, fuck me, which one was it? Jimmy Q. Jimmy Q was amazing. There's a couple of people in the chat who knew who he was. He takes you back, exactly, Bob. He's an absolute legend, him. Eau Sauvage Parfum is another good one, the 2012. Would you believe I actually prefer the 2017? Don't tell Mr. Smelly. Jesus. He'll send a missile. But like seriously, it's like loads of people. I've got the 2012. I got a partial for about 80-90 quid. I thought it was quite good because it was like 90% full. And I don't know whether it's because I've got this theory that whichever one you smell first will be the one that you like the most. So say you smell the modern version of Koros first. My theory is that you will probably like that one, or you'll at least always bear that one in higher regard than you would have if you smelled the original one first. That's just a theory. I don't know how true it is, but Fosco says Lanier Smith's Mitsuko review is one of my all-time favourites. I haven't watched that. There is a Lanier Smith video that I absolutely fucking love. Oh my god. I'll tell you another one that stands out as well that's just come to mind. Not while I think about the Lanier Smith one. Fragrance Matt. Fragrance Matt did a review on Balenciaga Pour Homme. He lives about 15-20 minutes away from where I live as well. There's a few of us in the northeast that have become more like Jon Snow. Jon Snow, he scented snowdrops on Instagram. He lives within about 20 minutes of me. So does Fragrance Matt. There's Chantel Tiffany, she's from the same sort of place I'm from as me. Raz Scott, if anybody remembers Raz Scott, he's a really nice guy as well. Lanier is an absolute fucking legend. Like, I listen to Lanier talk about you can listen to Lanier read the phone book, really. You know what I mean? It's just like sitting. It's like story time. You know what I mean? You know when you're a kid, and like one of the adults sits you down and you start listening to them tell a story, like, or read you a story, and you just sit there and say, I'm not trying to say like patronising sort of way. I'm literally saying it is like that kind of attention that I pay to Lanier Smith. Like nothing, everything else fades away. You know what I mean? And you're just listening to the man talk about fragrance because he's lived through it, you know? Excuse me, whilst I have lost something on my... there it is, right in front of us. Yes, very engaging. Sebastian Furtado's new... Yeah, I love Sebastian as well. He's got that old school. Yeah, you're right. He's got that old school kind of reviewer thing going on. He's really good. You can tell he does it for the love of it. You know what I mean? He's got a great voice too. He could do ASMR if he wanted to, you know. God almighty. I'll go another 10 minutes. We'll go to 3 hours today. Fosco says, Sebastian is great. I love his passion for Hermes. Max Huesler. Mike V says as well. Max Huesler. Absolute legend. This is one of the reasons. Him and Greggy Boy have stole their idea for how to do videos. Zhao as well. Zhao's a great reviewer. I really like watching Zhao's videos. I prefer the duck reviews. Shite him, man. I just sit and talk about fragrances. Like, I mean, I say this after doing a fucking live stream, talking shit about fucking someone else for the last hour, but you know what I mean. Sebastian's got a nice laid-back vibe going on, yeah. Me too, his Interlude Man review made me buy a bottle. Thank you, Rich, really appreciate it. Tara's really good. Tara seems to be happy away from YouTube. It's like she's got positive things happening in her private, in her real life, and I'm happy. If she's happy, I'm happy. So no need to worry about Tara. She seems happier than she's been for a while, which is good news. Oh. Some people are just like, they don't even review fragrances. They just talk about them. Like it's class. Fosco says Claire is an active legend. This is true. This is true. I'll tell you something. Me and Eugene were talking about this. The first time when she had Eugene on. When she had Eugene on her channel talking about Bellarme, I think it was, me and Eugene had said before this happened, she's got a fucking brilliant nose, you know. Like, she's got a fucking brilliant nose. She knows what she's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, she can, like, pull stuff out of, like, things. There was, like, when she was talking about, she did a live stream about Dessandra the other day. And she was like, I've stayed away from all the other, like, people talking about it, reviews, and, like, don't tell me anything about it, she said. I'm going to do my thing. And she was like, she was talking about on stream, and it was like, yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. And just sound as well, you know. She did that video, 7 reasons fragrances are, like, spoiling your future and spoiling your... I'm going to do a video on that. I think I've said this before. I'm going to do a video, like, in that kind of vein, you know, about the nature of collecting and buying and accumulating, and it's not going to be negative. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh God, I wish I hadn't done this, or I wish I had done that. It's like, no, that's not what it's going to be. It's just going to be like observations on collecting. In fact, that's maybe what I'll call it, like observations on fragrance collecting. Good title, that. Just about like what I've like picked up and learned so far. You know, it's an interesting topic. It's an interesting topic. I've changed. I've actively tried to change, and I have changed. You know. I mean, if you can remember, I did my No by July. It's been 18 months since I did my No by July. People didn't think I could do it. I was fucking skeptical whether I could do it. Like, it was a strange one, and that's like that was a moment where I was like, I thought, nobody thinks I can do this. Why do people not think I could do this? And it sort of gave us like pause to like look at myself, like, Is it really like, am I really like that quite bad? Am I out of control? Am I in control? You know? I don't think there's any doubt that it sort of got out of hand, but I intend to do this video. I've been meaning to do this video for a couple of months now. I'm still just curating my thoughts because I don't want to fucking fuck it. And it's very easy, as you can tell when I go off on tangents, that I can just get out of like, I don't stay where I need to stay. So I'm going to write a structure down, a loose structure, like I do with my reviews. Excuse me, friends. Oh my god. No, I've said what I wanted to say about the fucking Neil Lefkowitz situation. We have had some fragrance chat. There are many likes. There are 36 likes on the video. You are very kind for that. Still got a couple of minutes left. Yes, Bob says I did that No Buy July with you, but caved within 4 hours to go when Rudy found me the DHP. I do remember that. That was immense. Micah says that impression was spot on. Who of Neil? Or was it like, am I doing an impression of someone else? I do an alright impression of certain people. My mate did an absolute... There's a mate who... Nothing to do with fragrances, a lad I've known since I was at fucking middle school years ago. And fucking... He did an impression of fucking Chris Eubank. My God almighty, it was phenomenal. And he used to say the most outrageous shit. It was fucking class. I'm just looking through the videos that have been uploaded. Has Ramsey got a stream coming up? I hope so. That'll be good. I'm going to pop into Jacob's stream and say hello. And sorry, I was streaming before he was tonight, so I wasn't trying to step on his toes or anything. And he's not trying to step on my toes, you know. That's not what I'm saying. I have a lot of love for Jacob. I think he's fantastic. I would highly recommend that you watch Jacobs. Do you know what I really like about Jacobs? How much he knows about the house, like the fashion houses that release the designer brand, the designer like fragrances, you know. And since I'm into vintage designer fragrances, you know what was going on at those places at that time. It gives brilliant context. Like Lanier Smith does that as well. Like, they give a wider context to like, and then what you can do is you can use the perfume to anchor that and then see what was going on around that at the time. And Jacob gives that kind of insight. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. I really like that kind of thing. He loves his Chanel. You know what it is? He's so disappointed by Chanel, isn't he? He got banned by Louis Vuitton, apparently. He got banned by Louis Vuitton. That wasn't very nice. I'm yet to find out why. I might just watch it as like a playlist and see. Anyhow, friends, we have hit the 3-hour mark. And it is time. It is time for me to go. I may go and get something to eat. I've been sitting up as well for a while, which means my fucking back's going to be fucking in pieces. Like, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you very much for commenting. Mr. Clean, it was nice. Long time lurker, first time chatter. It was very kind of you to come in and talk. Don't worry, Shao, I'm going to leave this stream up. I haven't said anything that I don't stand behind. Everybody who has chatted, who has left a like, I appreciate it greatly. Thank you for listening to us and not thinking I'm a dick for venting. I just needed to get that shit out, and I feel better for it. Yes. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'm glad I have you. And I will see you all again very soon. Good night, friends. Bye.